Welcome to User Plugin and Tool Management demo. So first of all, let's see how do we manage users in Jenkins. So for that, just click on Manage Jenkins and then under Security, click on Manage Users. So adding a user is pretty simple. You have to click on Create User. Then you can add the user. So let's say this is my user one. Okay, so adding is pretty simple. Now if I want to log in with this user, I can do it. So let's log out from Spring People admin user and then try to log in with the new user, right? So that is how you can create a user in Jenkins. So let's log out and log in again with Spring People admin user. So my user is this. Now, once the user is added, how can we change it? So to view user, just click on view and you can see in the user settings, like if he has run some builds, it will be available here. You can see the status here. Right now, if I want to configure something for this user, so for that I can go in configuration and in here I can set up or change his email. I can add some description about this user. I can generate authentication token. This is for this I can do it using security. We'll discuss this later in later demos, right? And I can change his password. I can have or create SSH keys for this user. So all the settings related thing I can do it from here. So this is how you can create and update user in Jenkins from user management. And then if you want to delete this user, that is also pretty simple. There is a task cross, click on this and then it will ask you, do you want to delete this user? Click on yes, the user will be deleted. Now if I try to log in again with user one, I won't be able to log in. So that is how you can create, view, edit, configure and delete user in Jenkins via user management section. Now let's talk about other section, which is global tool management. So for tool management, I have to go into global tool configuration. Here, if I click on this, I can configure my JDK, I can configure Git. If I'm using Gradle, I can configure Gradle. If I'm using Me1, I can configure Me1. If I'm using Ant, I can configure Ant. So there are two ways to add all those installation. Either you can provide a path here, direct path, or you can have it say like install directly. But I would suggest rather than using install directly feature, install all those like Java, JDK, Git on the machine where Jenkins is installed and then just provide the path. That would be easier and the correct way. Otherwise, you may face some configuration issue if you use install automatically. And install automatically, install automatically, you have to sometimes provide credential, like in this case, where you need to provide credential for Oracle account. So let's say we are not doing install automatically and we have already installed Java on our system and we will provide path here. So I'll say JDK and in this machine where I have installed Jenkins, the path is this for JDK. For your machine, it could be different, but mostly it is the same, like going in program files, then Java folder, and then that whatever JDK version you have installed, and then bin folder. You can just copy it and paste it here. So ignore this warning. Now Git, again, there are two ways: install automatically or providing the path. Again, I would suggest providing path. So for Git, when you install Git, it would be, the path would be this: C program files git /bin git /git exe. You can copy this and then paste it here. JDK path, git path. Now last path is Maven path. Again, you can have it via installer or via this. So again, I would use direct path. So for me, the Apache Maven is installed here. Okay, that's how you can configure Jenkins tool configuration from tool configuration settings. So for Maven, I would suggest, rather than using this, you can actually use install automatically, because it will install the latest version. It doesn't require any credentials also. So for Maven, I think we can use this way. And I will just say apply and save. I will visit this global tool configuration page again, just to check everything is there. So now you would see the Maven is installed, will be installed from Apache directly. When we try to run it, Git is, we provided path, and JDK we also provided path. So that's how you can configure tools under tool configuration, right? If you have other requirements such as Node.js, etc., you can also do that, but for that we need plugins. So let's see plugin management now. So again, for plugin management, go to Manage Jenkins and then go to plugin management. Okay. So now you can see your installed plugins here. So if you remember, during installation, we actually installed some default plugins, such as Ant, such as Git, build timeout, email extension, folders, pipeline. So all those plugins you can see with a checkbox. Now, if you want to uninstall some plugin, you can do that. So let's say I want to uninstall Ant plugin, I can do that by using this. See, uninstalled plugin will be uninstalled, but then when you uninstall plugin, you may need to restart Jenkins, only then it will be successful. So for restarting, I would say restart. So let's wait for some seconds. So restart is successful. Now let's go to plugin management and verify if we can see Ant plugin in install section. See, so Ant plugin is not there now. Let's see if it is there in available section. Yes, so it is there in available section, but in uninstalled state. Let's verify from tool configuration whether Ant configuration is present now or not. So see, now Ant configuration is removed from tool configuration as well. So that's how you can uninstall any plugin within Jenkins. Now let's talk about how can we install any plugin in Jenkins. So that is pretty simple. The plugins, there are two ways to do it. The plugin which is available on Jenkins central repository, that you can actually install from available section. Just search for a plugin. Let's say I will install HTML publisher plugin. I'll click this and install without restart. Now if I visit plugin section, I'll find this HTML plugin in install section, right? So that's how you can install plugin via plugin management center repository of Jenkins in available section. Let's install one more plugin called testng, which is needed for our test automation. Right, so now if I visit manage plugins under install section, I can see testng also, right? So this is how you can install plugin via central Jenkins central repository. But there is another way you can do it under advanced. There is a way to install plugin which is not present on central plugin repository. So here you can actually upload file and then you can add the plugin. So let's see one of that example. So there was a plugin we talked about in lesson introduction called green balls, right? So let's download green balls zip. So I'll go in releases, I'll see archive, and I'll download the latest zip or HPI file. Now I'll go in upload plugin and try to upload this plugin. Right, so green ball actually is pending right now. Now it is installed. So now if I go back on plugin page, under install section, I can see green ball also. So that's how you can install plugin which are not present on central repository, and from available section you can install plugin which are available on central repository. And if in case you need to update any plugin, you can do it under update section. You can select and then let's say I want to update all these two. So I have updated these plugins. Okay. Now, once that is done, once you have installed all the plugin, I would suggest it is better to again restart your services so that every plugin works perfectly and without any issues. So again, I'll run this command restart and I will wait. And then once restart is done, you can visit plugin center again, manage plugin section again, and verify all those updates are finished now. Installed newly installed plugins are present under install section like testng and green balls, right? So that's how you can manage plugins. You can uninstall plugin, you can install plugin from center repository, you can uninstall plugins via upload method. See you in the next demo.